Alperen Sengun is not the next Jokic, and here's why. Ime Udoka, the Rockets' new head coach, is masterfully utilizing Sengun as a central hub for their offense. This is allowing Sengun to showcase his full range of playmaking and scoring talents, furthering the comparison. Before we dive into this comparison, let's break down how Udoka has unleashed Sengun's all-star potential and reveal a secret Sengun uses to score around the rim with ease. Firstly, Sengun, just like Embiid, Jokic, and Sabonis, has become the center hub of the Houston Rockets offense. Offensive possessions are now initiated through Sengun. Here the Rockets get into 21 action, a screen into a handoff, which is used as a decoy to get VanVleet the ball. Man steals the under, meaning Sengun will perform a twist. A twist is setting the screen in the opposite direction, but at the last second he performs a flip screen. Man is prepared to fight over going to the right, therefore he is not ready to get attached when Sengun flips it in the other direction. He then catches it in the short roll, which is the opposite of a long roll. A long roll is caught at the rim, usually straight into a finish, compared to the short roll, which is caught in the mid-range area. Sengun then immediately rips and dunks all over Tice. Houston will also run split action, entering the ball into Sengun on the slot and having two guards screen for each other. In this play, VanVleet back screens for Smith Jr. and Sengun beautifully times this pass, ensuring he gets it over Jokic's length and passing it ahead so Smith Jr. can go straight into the finish. The thing that is so impressive about Sengun is his IQ at a young age. Although Murray is moving over to tag and take this layup away, he knows Murray is too small to handle Smith Jr. at the rim. He also places this pass high to ensure Murray can't swipe down and get the steal. This time Houston run a flare screen off the split action. Dillon Brooks screening for Jalen Green. Gordon has to be ready to contain a Jalen Green curl, so Dillon expertly pops and Sengun finds him for the open three. If nothing is created out of their 21 or split action, Sengun is smart enough to keep the flow on offense and move into a second side action. In this play, he pivots into a handoff. Aldama isn't ready to get attached to Green, and notice how Sengun rolls into Aldama, further burying him underneath his screen, leaving Green wide open. In these handoff situations, Sengun will often perform a keep. A keep is when you fake the handoff into a drive. Here the Rockets get into their standard 21 action, but Sengun fakes the handoff to Brooks before exploding past Jokic into the easy layup and one. The other huge positive of having the offense run through Sengun is that he brings the big out. Although he needs to improve his three-point shooting, which we will discuss soon, bigs have to respect his jumper. AD, the biggest player on the court, is forced all the way out to the three-point line. So when Tate ducks in and seals the much smaller Austin Reeves underneath the basket, there is no length or shot blocking behind Reeves. Although LeBron rotates over, he just doesn't have the same length and shot blocking ability as Anthony Davis. So it's pretty clear Sengun is having an all-star year this season. And while the Jokic comparisons are warranted, Sengun will never be Jokic. But before I discuss why, let's look at another area Sengun is shining in. Remember how I mentioned the short roll before? Sengun might be one of the best short roll players in the league. Sengun has a great mid-range game. He is currently shooting 59% this season and scores with a variety of floaters, jumpers, and fades in the short roll. Sengun's mid-range has to be respected. Therefore, he uses little pump fakes like this one to get Jokic to lift out of his stance, putting him off balance when Sengun bumps into his chest for the lefty hook. A key secret out of the short roll catch is for the weak side corner player to cut to the basket. As you can see, Porter Jr. is in the weak side corner, meaning it is his job to tag the roller and prevent Sengun from having a wide open dunk. Therefore, Smith Jr. cuts behind MPJ, forcing KCP to move over to respect this cut, leaving Jalen Green wide open. Sengun is aware of this, so once he finally gathers the ball, he looks at Green before dumping it off to Smith Jr. for the wide open dunk. In these short roll situations, all Sengun has to do is read the take two defender. Holiday is the tagger, so he moves over to prevent Sengun from having an open look. This means KCP will take two. His job is to stand between Green and Justin Holiday's brother Aaron and close out on the first pass. I imagine the Nuggets are following a scout here, but it makes no sense to me why KCP would move closer to Green. Perhaps he wants to prevent Green from cutting, but Aaron's shooting 45% this season from three, whilst Green is only shooting 32%. Moving on, if these passes aren't available, Sengun possesses the ability to attack downhill in the short roll as well. When he takes his final step, he steps into Jokic's frame, bumping him with his shoulder to create space for the and one. This is known as a veer finish, and it's a great way to create space when attacking the basket. Speaking of this, Sengun is a somewhat capable isolation scorer as well. Here off the pop, he uses a pump fake to get Valanciunas out before attacking and using a beautiful wrap behind the back into the dunk. Sengun gets the ball late versus Lively and masterfully reads the paint like a guard, realizing it's clogged and that he has no chance of getting a layup. So he just steps back and shoots over Lively with beautiful form and arc. It almost looks like a Luka step back. Speaking of his shooting, let's address the areas Sengun needs to develop. Whilst his form is beautiful and he's had some okay 3-point shooting nights, he's only shooting 30% from 3. His percentage is enough to get bigs to respect him, but he isn't shooting at the level of Jokic, who shot 46% last year in their playoff finals run. As he gains more confidence throughout the season and his 3-point percentage starts to rise, it will be interesting to see how he attacks other bigs on the perimeter. Imagine a Sengun who can do everything he does now, but when needed, can go and get a bucket just like Embiid. If this happens, he can score on the long roll at the rim, playmaking in the short roll, and attack your big on closeouts and pops. Literally unguardable. Combine this with his insanely high IQ and ability to playmake, and you have a championship centerpiece on your roster. Before we dive into why Sengun is not the next Jokic, let's reveal the secret Sengun uses around the basket. The Rockets get Sengun a post touch off the sideline out of bounds play. Sengun showcases his signature spin move before perfectly executing his secret for finishing around the basket. Notice how Sengun throws a small fake before finishing, just to see what happens. This fake gets both Jaren Jackson and Conchar to jump before showing another spin move into the easy finish. In transition, Sengun attacks Lively downhill and again uses a rondo fake, faking the inside hand finish. Then I want you to notice how he uses his elbows to seal off Lively as he spins to ensure he can't get back into the play. As I play these two clips side by side, can you figure out the secret? Sengun's secret is using 2 feet and playing with patience. Almost all of his finishes around the basket are off 2 feet, allowing him to use a variety of pump fakes and pivots until he finds an opening. Now, if you watched my Anthony Edwards video, you would know exactly how I feel about player comparisons. But instead of repeating myself, let's hear what Paul George said about Sengun.
And he's got shades of Marc Gasol. He's got shades of Pau Gasol. He's got shades of Jokic. He's got shades of like the great bigs that can pass, that can shoot, that can play make. He's super high IQ player. Like, I love his game.
PG says it perfectly. There isn't just one player you can compare him to. He shows shades of all the former and current great European bigs. He has the IQ of Jokic and the fiery passion and intensity of the Gasol brothers. He has the passing and playmaking ability of a Sabonis and a developing isolation scoring bag like Embiid. He has a fadeaway like Dirk and the touch around the rim of Hakeem. All of this combined makes Sengun uniquely Sengun. Whilst it's easy to say baby Jokic, this limits Sengun to just being like Jokic. Who's to say he won't be better? Instead, why don't we say Sengun is a future MVP or championship winner? That way we aren't limiting him to just play like Jokic. Instead, we smash the ceiling and allow him to flourish into the best version of himself. Who knows, one day we might look back at a multiple championship winner, finals MVP level big. What do you think? Do you think Sengun could be an MVP and championship level big man? Make sure you let me know below. Did you also know that 2K can help you develop into an NBA All-Star? Tyrese Halliburton credits 2K for helping him develop his IQ, and I break down exactly how he makes these insane reads in this video here.